all my notices are popping up. 1,000 notices. Okay, I'm hanging up on you.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Just a second. I've been having my computer is running like a snail. Dean is in the room. I just put him in the. That's how slow my system's moving and waiting for him to pop up here. Make sure I'm muted on that side. Hi, Snow Wolf. Hey, Snow Wolf, did my notices launch yet? Because it's strange. Nobody's in the room besides you. I looked at Mercury retrograde. It doesn't happen until later in April. What did I say? April 21st, something like that.
Yeah.
The way my computer's acting today, I thought maybe I was in retrograde. Oh, you got it on time? Okay. I was in Brenda's chat on Brenda's show, and she gave us a beautiful shout out, Brenda. And doing a little reading behind the scenes with her and Anne. Love her and Anne together. I haven't worked with Anne, but she's very good. She's very, very accurate reader because I hit right with her. And Brenda both. And I love working with Brenda. So thank you very much, Brenda, for the shout out to the channel. And hopefully we'll get some viewers coming in before too long. So we're going to stall a little bit for time. Today we're going to be doing spiritual readings and oracle readings, and we will mix a little generals with it. I have several oracle decks. I was going through all my and finding decks I haven't used in a while. Oh, look what I found, Dean. We have to do those for the political readings. I don't know. Nothing with that deck. I have certain decks that I will read only political with because the political readings have negativeness to them, and I don't want to taint my favorite decks with that negative energy. And yeah, I can cleanse them. I also found my deck of opposition. I love that deck for political readings too. But I don't like doing general readings with it because sometimes they come out really negative.
Yeah, they come out, even the positive cards come out dark.
Yeah, even positive cards can come out a little bit on negative inference. But I have my oracle cards I'll be working with today are Soulful Women. I love that deck. Beautiful art in that. I do have my Light Seers deck. I have my Surrender deck. I always have my postcards, and Dean has a postcard deck too he can pull from, so we can actually both pull from that now. The likelihood of us pulling exactly the same card twice would be rare because of the number. It's a pretty sizable deck of cards. But I would say if we pull the same card out of these decks for somebody, listen, it's definitely going to have some meaning. And since Snow Wolf is here, I love you, dear. I got my husband to take the pictures of my leg and everything, and I need to sit down still and type out an email to Dr. Wu. Uh, for those of you I haven't told anything to yet, I've been doing really good with my healing process and everything. For my stomach, I'm scheduled to go in at the end of April for an endoscopy so that they can look at how my stomach's healing, how the bowel's healing, and all that. Still having a lot of problems eating and with vitamin absorption. I've gone to all liquid forms of vitamins and extra boosted protein shakes to get my vitamin levels up. Had the strangest dream yesterday. Now this is how I read for myself. I usually cannot throw cards for myself, but I had talked to my grandkids yesterday, about 5 o'clock in the morning, my time. They're on the East Coast, so it was normal hours for them, 8 in the morning there. And chit chatting away, and then after I got off the phone, I had been up since like 3:30. I wake up every morning about 3:33, and so I tend to stay up once I'm up at that time because I'm awake. So by 8, 9 o'clock, I get tired sometimes, especially since I've been healing. And so I had turned the TV on and I nodded off on the couch, and I had this wild dream that my husband Roger, was rushing me into the hospital. It was my leg, and he's taking me to the ER. And as Dean calls her, Dr. Cratchit, she's the head of vascular surgery at my local hospital, who was my attending when I had my original vascular surgery on my left leg. And Dean was on the phone with me the whole time I was in the hospital. So I had my computer with me and we were chit-chatting. He was keeping me company, and she comes walking in, cracking her neck and screaming orders. Unbelievable woman, wasn't she, Dean?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely the worst bedside manner I've ever had. And she was a doctor. She was just rude and abrupt, and the nurses were saying,
her nurses were
yes,
scared of her.
actually, I think she's reputably, she has got a really good record for surgery. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. I mean, the woman rubbed me wrong, bad vibes. I wouldn't let her touch me with a scalpel for my life. You couldn't pay me enough. But so she's insisting I'm getting this emergency surgery. She's got to do it right now, And I said, no, you're not touching me with a scalpel. I want to go to UCLA. My doctor's in UCLA. They weren't listening to me. And I said, just put me in an ambulance and send me down there, or I'm walking out. I'll take myself, They're like, no, you can't, She's going to chain me to the bed, And, I'm getting really frustrated and I'm screaming. And I pick up the internal phone. How I got that. And I'm calling security on this woman to get them to remove her from my room. And I'm threatening to sue the hospital if she touches me, and etc. I said, I want to be taken by ambulance or airlift. If it's that much of an emergency, I'll be in LA within an hour from where I'm at. Just get me to LA. I want my doctor to treat me. And I wake up and I'm in a little panic and all that, and I'm thinking, wow. I reached down and touched my leg, and it's numb from the top where I had the previous surgery, but other than that, it felt fine. So Dean and I were on yesterday, and we did a night show, and after the show, I get up and the back of my knee feels like I've hit it on something like the back of a chair or something. But I sit really forward in my chair. I'm not even scooched back all the way, so I don't know how I would have done that. So I go into the bathroom, I grab my handheld mirror, and I look at the back of my knee to see if there's a bruise there or something. But I've got about oranges in California. Isn't they beautiful? About half this size, about that big or so, of a fluid pocket on the back of my leg, right above my knee. I went, oh shit. Sorry for the language. All I can see is I'm going to have to go back into surgery. So my husband took pictures of it this morning, or no, last night after he's taken a bath and gotten some clothes on. He's like, I'm getting out of the bath. He goes, give me your camera. I'll take pictures. I'm like, no, you're not. You can wait till I get dressed and then we can take pictures. No, you're not going to take pictures of me without clothes. I don't trust you. My husband, men are. Anyways, so he takes pictures of my legs. So I'm gonna. I have my doctor's RN's email, and she opens her emails. She responds within minutes. So I'm gonna send her that. Say, yeah, I think I need to come in. So because I just can't see driving down. I've been to UCLA emergency room. It was a 10.5 hour wait just to get through the door to be seen. They held me for 24 hours, did all kinds of tests. The team was great, but then because it wasn't an emergency and because they were having a COVID outbreak at the time, they released me and I was already scheduled to see the Dr. Wu like in 2 weeks. So and they just told me to come back and keep that appointment. To call in the office if they could get me in sooner because they were sending her the notes. And yeah, she worked me in a little bit sooner and then took care of me. So I'm not going to go the ER route. So I'm just going to send it directly to. They answer their emails really quick. And anytime I had problems after I had the last surgery and we were dealing with all those drains, she was John in the spot. She'd pick up the phone and call me on a regular basis. I'm a great doctor when they take the time to call you at home because they're thinking about you, just to check up and see how things are going. So, wonderful doctor, really good team back there. But yeah, I'm foreseeing that. Yeah, it's going to definitely end up being surgical again. So it's just too large. I sent Dean a picture of it after Roger took the picture of it. I'll send you a copy of that. Snow will, you'll see how bad it is. But I don't want to share it online. It's like but yeah. So my husband looked at it. He goes, "Oh, I see surgery and a drain coming." I'm like, "Thanks, honey. I don't need your help." Just trying not to think of it. So I'm a little bit scattered, and that's probably why I was having problems finding some of my words yesterday. Because when my body gets stressed, it triggers my cognitive in my MS. And my balance has been off all day. I've been sort of half stumbling around all day, which is not good. The stress triggers my MS, so and it will make it difficult for me to pull the words out of my head and get them to my mouth. So Dean will fill in some of my blanks if he can figure out what the hell I'm trying to say. Who I need on is Sharon. She's really good at reading my mind. Or Brenda. She's really good at filling in the blanks too. Better than Dean. Dean doesn't hear my thought process as well. We got to work on that telepathic connection, Dean. Anyways, yeah. So I'm doing good. I'm just a little freaked out. I think is a good way to put it about having to go back through. I'm just so sick of hospitals and doctors and surgeries. But I'll do what I need to do because I don't want to end up losing the leg. And I'm not having the amputation dream right now. So that's a good thing. That stopped after I saw Dr. Wu. Because I was having the amputation dreams for probably a good 6 months or so. Nobody wants to lose a limb if they don't have to, and I'm not going to be a real good candidate for prosthetics. But I really don't want to because I have MS on top of it. Also, I really do everything I possibly can to stay in shape and stay out of wheelchairs. I refuse to use my walker and my cane unless my balance is really super bad, and I know I could hurt myself because I certainly don't want to fall and break a hip or something. God forbid I do that. So, anyways, that's where I'm at right now, and pray. Oh, I welcome all the healing prayers. And I'm a firm believer in prayer because a couple of years ago I had positive blood work and positive PET scans for cancer. And I was in a prayer chain through tons of readers that I've worked with through the years. And I had over 2,000 people praying for me. When I went in to get I had a PET scan the day before, carried the PET scan for pre-op surgery for the biopsies. She did 22 biopsies, and the cancer shows in the imaging, it was gone the next day. Not a trace of it. 22 biopsies, cancer-free. Blood work was still showing I had the cancer cells. 2 weeks later, she redid the blood work. It was gone. No more cancer in my system. So prayer does work. I have a whole group of angels. Most of them are over here yelling. They don't yell, cracking jokes, and I channel constantly. So channeling. I've been talking with Snow. He's a very good friend of mine. He's talking about coming in and doing some of the narratives for asking me questions because I channel really well, and his energy and my energy work so good that I become an extreme open channel when I'm working with him. And so we're talking about doing that. He doesn't want to come on the camera yet. He's a little camera shy. I totally respect that. If I can manage to get my Zoom membership back up and going one of these days when I'm wealthy, I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. I don't play the lottery or anything. Maybe I should take $2 and go buy a ticket. Won't ask spirit for the numbers because they'll just take my gifts away and I'll never be able to read again. But maybe spirit will let me have win it with 20 other people. Share the wealth, I believe. I don't need all that money. I wouldn't want to have all that money. But anyways, I lost my train of thought as I'm cracking jokes myself. Oh, my guides are here. I have a group of angels around me. I have people tell me on the streets, whatever, even in the hospital when the anesthesia, you have this a glow of light around you. It's really strange, and I don't I mean, people will randomly say that to me, and I'm like, okay. And they said, well, you must have an angel surrounding you, protecting you. Okay, I'll do that because I hear them all the time, so I'm sure they're right here around me. Those of you that watch, if you ever see a blue, or if you can see auras, a lot of times I have a blue aura with like a trim of gold around it. That's my father. And usually when people say they can see it, I also feel him. He'll rest his arms around my shoulders and sort of put his weight in on it. He used to do that to my mom, and I, put his arm around you and then sort of relax and use you as a standing prop. But that's my father. That orb is my father, and I can feel his energy here. He is here right now. But anyways, I pulled a card for hi, Mary Lloyd. I'm babbling on, killing time, trying to hope more people will come into the room. I don't know what it's like across the U.S. and Canada and in every place we reach out to. But it is turned out to be a 60% chance of rain here, but the sky is blue, not a cloud one in the sky. And it is absolutely gorgeous. So, and being Easter, I'm sure a lot of people they're not sitting at their computers bored. They're out with the kids and family right now, spending family time. In fact, my husband and I just came back from lunch. We decided we needed to go out to lunch for Easter before I come home and cook, which he has not mentioned one. Hasn't mentioned once that I need to cook the ham. I told him I would do that.
He learned his lesson last year.
Yeah, I told my husband I would never make Easter dinner again. Last year he had invited people over and they all bailed at the last minute, but I had cooked for hours. And then one of the groups, the couples that were supposed to come over for dinner, had the audacity to call him and ask him if he could bring them a couple plates, though. And I went, oh, hell no. If you can't show up for dinner, I'm not sending you. I was so pissed because I had cooked and cooked. And it's just my husband and I had enough food for 6 people and leftovers. And I just thought it was very rude. And it's the first couple, the one that wanted the plates, invited themselves to my husband. And my husband said, oh, yeah, sure, Cassie's a great cook. Come on over. And didn't even consult me about it. So I was sort of irritated that, he volunteered me for a dinner party I had nothing to do with. Hi, JR. So anyways, here's the card for Snow Wolf. And I'm sorry I'm babbling. That's nervous energy and just anybody just say, hey, Kathy, shh. Or Dean. Kathy, you're babbling. Okay. It says, dear you, there are times in life when taking a risk is better left for another day. Other times are perfect for taking that leap, no matter how dangerous it might be. Well, hold on to your parachute strings. Today is the leap time. Realize that no matter what, we will not let you fall down and get lost or hurt yourself in any way on this one. Even if you may feel like you are in a free fall, we are here for you, and you can stop freaking out about getting hurt and relax into the transition of something new. But Garen, go look at cars today. Take that leap.
There might be a good sale because it's Easter.
Yeah, you might get a really good deal. It's Easter. All the elements are in place. And I'm sorry I used your name. I didn't mean to. I just realized I did that. And your soul is ready for a new experience. No matter what you are asking about, it's time to take a risk and do things that scare you. No matter what happens, you will land softly, right on target. Don't worry about the outcome. Spirit's got you covered. It's taking a leap itself. That is the point. We love you. We love your courage. Embrace it. I love you, Snow Wolf. Embrace it. He's such a dear friend. And your turn. And I'm going to start clicking a list up.
Oh, I didn't know I was reading.
Oh, yeah. Read. We're doing oracles today. Just calming with you, and you won't be alone. I'll drop right through the phone and wring their necks if they give you any crap.
So the card I got for you is the inner child. This can mean a form of healing your inner child, letting your inner child come out to play from time to time. Enjoy yourself. This could be a form of healing as well as enjoyment.
Inner child have a teddy bear on his lap by any chance?
Do what?
Does that inner child there on that card have a teddy bear in his lap?
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
She just has birds.
Oh. I love birds.
No blue jays, just birds.
Snowwolf, is there that dealership that carries those near you? Because if you're not getting hit by rain and they have some on a lot, I'd go test drive one or two. Because I think that's what you're going to get. I'm positive that's what you're going to get. My guys are telling me you're going to get a good deal on it too. Negotiate. You can negotiate that down a little bit. Not a lot, a little. But what do you think about him getting this car? Are you getting anything on?
I just think it's a good idea.
Coming from the guy that couldn't buy a car last year, and I told him, "Oh yeah, you can." I'm getting everybody to buy cars. I need a commission for my car sales and for from the stone.
And to be honest with you, you were telling me I was gonna have a car 2 years before I actually did it.
Yeah. Well, that's my
almost 2 years.
Oh, Dean also has a great deck that has timing in it, and it is hilariously accurate, I think.
Oh, and you want to see about the car? You can see about the car.
Let's ask. What time frame is it going to be for guaranteed into a car? Also, everybody, please send love and prayers to Lady G. That's Ganga. She's one of our community readers, absolutely beautiful reader. She has her own channel, so she has she does a Saturday show with Bogart and Lena Rodriguez. Do a Saturday show. She's in the hospital right now. I don't know if she's gotten out yet or not. She's been having some health issues. Just send some love and prayers to her. She's such a beautiful woman and beautiful reader.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What you get?
You're wasting your time.
What do you mean you're wasting your? Pull another card. Clarify that with another card.
But stop obsessing first. No, stop wasting your time. It's basically saying that now is a good time. Don't rest on it. Just go do it.
JR says she wants to see what deck you're using.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, it was impulse buy on Amazon.
What is it called? Time something?
Time Oracle card.
It's hard to read. My computer's small.
The sand in the hourglass.
And some of the answers in the deck when he gets them. Hi, Melissa. Melissa Thompson's in the room. She's such a sweetheart.
These are the days of your lives. Has an hourglass in front of it. That I just think is hilarious. Anyways, I hope JR got my humor.
It's been a long time, Melissa, since we've talked.
I also brought, you'll appreciate this, Kathy, since it's Easter and all, I brought out the gummy bear deck.
Oh, Melissa, he's got cash. He could walk in and he doesn't have to finance unless he wants to. Anyways, I wish I could just walk in and pay cash for everything. But no, we had some good luck this week. We sold our truck. We sold our dune buggy that we can no longer.
Mhm.
I don't want my husband riding because he'll go out and try to flip it and break his back or something. I sent them to Walmart, not feeling comfortable about that, Dean.
Stop obsessing. Like the card said.
I had a dream my husband got hit by a car, and it was a very vivid, lucid, the way I do prediction dreams of him getting hit by a car in a parking lot. And I said, I think it may have been, I couldn't tell because all the parking lots were so similar. I couldn't tell which parking lot it was, but I said it was probably Walmart because I just hate shopping there, and I hate that place. And every time he leaves the house and I see him run and pick something up, now I worry because I had that dream, and I really don't want Mr. I'm going to die baby getting hurt, because he gets man flu really bad when he's sick, injured. Yeah, everybody agrees with the new car. You need to go get the car. If I was there, I would go car shopping with you. So you could do like Dean does. Dean goes shopping and he just brings his phone with me and has me on speaker. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. I'm like, bye.
Well, to be honest, it's usually at the crystal store. It's usually at the crystal store when that happens.
Yeah. And Kirkland.
We try to stick away from Target
and Home Goods.
Home Goods and
Kirkland Home Goods
and Kirkland's and
yeah, I'm waiting for my commissions checks. Really, I make good money for those companies. So the next person up is Mary Lloyd. We're sorry. I'm nervously chatty today. I don't do well when I know I'm going to end up back in the hospital.
Mary Lloyd?
I have spent way too much. That's not the right card. So I yanked a card out and they said, that's not that card. That's not her card. This one. Where is it? I saw purple and I knew that card was not the right one. Yeah, here's the purple card. To outdated beliefs of yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your own power and soar in life. I love that card. It's beautiful. Looks like the tree in my front yard, doesn't it, Dean?
Mm-hmm.
And a postcard from Spirit says, Dear you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again? Full circle in ways that you could not possibly have planned. You wonder how a dream could die, only to resurrect years later, and then you're really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom knows better than the small self, whose desires are unmet. Now, here you are with a new opportunity to do things from a different and more mature perspective. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity or rebirth, you will be called in two directions, and the one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. So go with the unfamiliar, not the familiar. That's a neat piece of advice. In the unknown space, the uncharted places of infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given you new hope, loving you always. And then there's a hair on the card, too. Obviously, this card was for today. And the card's theme was live your dreams. There's also a hair on that card. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to throw some cards with that too. Let's see what the tarot has. Spirit has.
No, JR, she's reading for Mary Lloyd.
Mary Lloyd. Oh, I could have clicked her name on it. Meant to. So everybody knew who I was reading for. So what do you have, Dean? I'll throw a spread.
What I have is Heaven's Door, which I looked up the meaning of this. It's usually the interpretation for this card is all about blessings are going to be arriving. Just wait for the divine. You have to wait for the divine time. The blessings can only be there when the time is right, when things are all where they need to be, when everything lines up into play. Okay. I threw a clarifying card on that and I got the Emperor. So that means this is something that you need to take hold of. This is something that you need to work towards that blessing. When it does come to you, then again, working towards that, but then also maintaining that blessing. Okay. The prayer that went with this was, or the mantra that goes with this: life unfolds for me exactly as it is meant to. I trust in divine timing, and I'm grateful for all my blessings. I went ahead and threw a timing card just to get used to working with them, and it came up with take a break. And the reason why I'm thinking take a break is I was told to look at the card that's on the top of the deck. And I also looked at the card underneath the take a break. The card that was underneath take a break is when you least expect it. That's when it'll happen. And the card on the top of the deck was next month. So it's any timing. It's any time within this, any time from now until next month, I would say. Just be patient. That's all I'm going to say on that. Just be patient.
Okay, and I think my cards do reflect the messages you were getting from Spirit. It's funny because I was just looking at the surrender card and how well that surrender card goes with that postcard. I'm gonna read it again. Surrender to outdated beliefs of yourself. And the whole card was saying a dream you once had is going to come back into fruition, and it's going to be, you weren't ready when you had the dream. Now you've come full circle and you're going to have it as a mature person, and it's going to be fantastic. So it says, let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past, and then you can own your power and soar in your life. How well does that fit? So the first card out, I have the King of Pentacles. This is that strong king, that mature king that's taking care of his family, take care of the finances, that prosperity, everything's coming, strength in him taking care of his power. I get the nostalgia card um, with the Six of Cups. And, this is that growth from a child with his puppy to an adult with his dog, his mature dog. And isn't that just work with these cards? It's amazing. It says the Three of Wands, you're waiting for your ships to come in. I think they're coming in. Remember the card said, the guide said on their postcard, the opportunity that's least familiar is the one you're supposed to take. So follow your heart into the least familiar for the best growth and outcome, because they're guiding you through that energy. You get the Queen of Wands that's representing you. That's you in your truth, your power, your strength, your knowledge, your experience. She's a strong, beautiful queen. I love the card too. I love the energy that this card reads. And I think that, yes, you do have that energy. So whatever that opportunity, that dream that's coming back in full fruition for you, that you probably haven't even thought about yet, is going to make itself present, and you're going to have the strength to fulfill that dream. And of course, you get the Knight of Pentacles. It's the knight walking into the sun. Pentacles meaning financial stability. It's a great card. So whatever this dream is, this desire you had in your past is going to come around to you, is going to bring you secure finances, it looks like. The underlying reading of the card is the Four of Cups. That's your contemplation, the offers that's coming towards you. Like I said, take that offer, that the one of least familiarity, as the card said. I think that's interesting. Just take that leap of faith. I'm surprised the Fool card didn't come up, because that's that leap of faith card. But it didn't. But what this is followed by the opportunities coming your way is the Six of Pentacles, which is charity. This charity can come from all kinds of places. As I always say, it can be something that you're charitable and you're contributing to somebody, or somebody may be contributing to you, or somebody may be giving you a job tip or telling you an opportunity that's coming your way that you hadn't thought about, that going to fulfill that past dream. You never know where charity comes from. Charity is beautiful gifts that people give to each other. So that's been there. I love these cards. I think the cards support the messages that Spirit gave through the oracles. And I hope that resonates with you. You have a beautiful day, and let us know how things are going. I'd like to see how this comes out. So blessings to you. And next we have JR. Okay. Sure. Good advice there, Melissa. I need to do that. I've been doing that a lot lately. And temperance is still my card. It comes up all the time. In fact, that my guides will go temperance, temperance, temperance. It's either my guides or my mother. It sounds more like the guides. I'm hearing it's us. It's us. JR. Yeah, back to use cards, so I don't pull the same cards for person to person. Any cards that I pull, if the cards resonate for you, then that message is meant for you. Same with Dean. I think this card's perfect. Surrender to play, JR. You need to get out and play a little. It says, take a break for overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is time to for recreation and rejuvenation. Go Easter egg hunting. Easter is my favorite holiday. It's my favorite childhood memories. The fancy dress, the white gloves, the hat, the shoes, the little purse. And I wore corrective
The
shoes.
itchy stockings, right?
No, I lived in San Diego, so it was the lacy, socks with the lace all around the bottom, and the patent leather shoes. I'm a child of the '60s. The patent leather shoes. Now, I wore corrective shoes as a child, and they cut the soles to correct so that I wasn't toeing in. And they were Oxfords. Remember the black and white saddle shoes? Those of us that are very young. I'm 60. I just turned 60. So those youthful of us that all wore saddle shoes back in the day, well, they were coming out of style in the 70s. A few of us still wore them. I was one of them because I wore the corrective shoes, and that's the shoe that they did them in. And everybody, the patent leather shoes had become quite stylish. The little T-strap and the Mary Janes. And I wanted some so bad. And I love shoes. I love shoes now. I own hundreds of pairs of shoes. My husband's always telling me, you buy a pair, throw a pair out. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's not going to happen. But anyways, I got brand new patent shoes on Easter when I was 6, the first time I owned a pair. And they were just made the outfit. They were so beautiful. So Easter is my favorite holiday. And I got to wear those shoes every Sunday to church. And our family were big churchgoers back in the day. I've been to church in about 30 years now. The surrender card I pulled for you is, you are loved. And it says, dear you, do you feel like you need to do all the work and fix everything for everyone, or you might have no value? Maybe you think you need to control everything, or else nothing will get done. Be healed, be completed, etc. You may think you need to conform to what others expect of you, or choose a course of action to manipulate the outcome. But we don't think that would be a good choice. But I just can emphasize with this card. How about this? Even if it makes you temporarily uncomfortable, do something different. Set that boundary. Delegate the responsibility to others. Ask for your needs to be met. And when you're faced with impossible situations or sticky, enmeshed relationships, repeat this mantra. I don't cause it. I can't control it. It is not my job to cure it. Then carry on. Feel good. Feels good, doesn't it? The best part of everything just seems to work beautifully and honestly in the end. Love you so much. Oh my God. I have done this recently, haven't I, Dean?
Mm-hmm.
Take control back. It is so empowering. And I tantrumed, major, major tantrumed with my husband, to the point I was saying, if things don't change and turn back to what we used to have, I'm out of here. I'm over it. I need you to be a partnership within our marriage. Everything has got to be balanced again. I shouldn't have to ask you to take trash out. I shouldn't have to ask you to get up and be part of the family. It was just getting that bad. It was like, make me dinner, make me a sandwich, make me everything for him. And I'm a real control freak. And I grew up in a household of women that just, catered to their husbands. So I probably at fault for setting the pattern early in our relationship. We've been together for over 20 years now. And so, and at first he sort of pacified me and did a little, and then right back to the same routine. And Brenda says, I was talking to Brenda, and Snow Wolf and Dean about it because I was just really stressing. And she says, "Is he pacifying you?" And I went,
"Hey, Brenda,
it's exactly what he's doing." I let that fester for a few hours, and I went in there and just nailed him to the ground and said, "If you're just doing this possible to pacify me, I'm not doing this."
I'm sorry, I had to laugh. I mean, I know it's not funny, but I have to laugh because
boom, he's done an about face communication from open again. I mean, and when he came in, all upset and said, "I don't want our marriage to be over," and all that, I said, "Well, if this is passive, I'm not living like this. I deserve better. I deserve to have a relationship and a partnership with my spouse. It's always what I put out there in fruition. I don't want to be the one that carries 100% of everything is on me. And I'm the only one that's responsible for everything getting done. And we are back clicking. We're out doing little bits of yard work together. And of course, I'm trying it because he broke his back a couple of years ago. I'm trying to keep him from going out like a bat out of hell and working too hard and hurting himself. Just finding that balance again. And this past week and a half since I've had my tantrum and stomped my foot and laid down the laws, it's really made a difference. And take back your power. Definitely. It's hard to do it, and you feel like, what am I doing? I'm just like throwing it in the trash, and I really don't want my marriage to be over, but I don't want to live in this nightmare either. And sometimes you just have to shake it up and say, "Hey, I'm not the only one in this relationship." So I hope that message rings true for you and works for you. And if not, I sure got a lot of it.
I'm sorry I laughed about that, Kathy. It was just I mean, it's funny looking back at it now because
there was a lot of
because you called me in the middle of it, and then it was like, wait a minute, if you think I'm gonna just let you surpass me and just oh,
I was
children.
on the phone with Dean.
You have to understand. I say children play nice together.
Yeah. I was on the phone with Dean one night. 9 o'clock comes around. He opens the front door. He says, "It's 9 o'clock. It's too late to be on the phone." And he slams the door and goes back and goes to bed. And I looked at Dean and I said, "Oh, hell no. I am not on no curfew. I am not a teenager." I said, "Just a second, Dean." Of course, I have my headset on, so I leave the phone outside, but Dean can hear the whole thing. And I walked in there and I said, "I don't know who the hell you think you are, but my parents are dead and they're staying dead, and I didn't replace them with you. And you will not parent me. I am not some irresponsible teenager. I will get off the phone when I want to. I am an adult and I can make my own decisions. And you can just," whatever nasty phrase I came up with at the moment. I am the daughter of a sailor, mind you. Anyways, and I turned around and walked back out and continued my conversation for probably another hour. I was just like, no way, I am not doing this. But yeah, it's been hilarious. Looking back on it is humorous. Living through it is hell.
It's hell.
It was really getting that bad. I mean, and I'm sorry, but I personally cannot carry 100% of everything and then turn around and be treated like I'm some dumb teenager. dude doesn't have enough right sense to not answer the phone during dinner, or our house rules. I'm sure most everybody, the TV goes off at dinner time, and we actually sat at the table for dinner, and you don't answer the phone if it's ringing. It's probably some salesperson, anyways. If it's important, they'll call back when they know it's dinner time, because Americans ate dinner between 5 and 6 o'clock back in the day. Everybody showed up at the dinner table. They knew what time dinner was.
So
6 o'clock.
I'll get to JR's reading in a second. But Brenda's in the room, if you hadn't noticed yet,
Yes.
Kathy.
Blessings, Brenda.
And
Thank
I
you
love how the way
so
she spelled color. It's couleur.
much.
Couleur.
She lives in Canada. And obviously they have the more exotic way to spell things. And I've always liked colors spelled with a U.
It's so festive, isn't it? Couleur.
It just
Okay, if that's the case, then how do you spell blonde? With or without the E?
it has an E on it, doesn't it?
Not unless you're in Europe.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah, that's how you spell color. And not only that, but
I know.
she has the French influence,
And then she says she spells blonde with the E.
Yes, thank you. I grew up on the Canadian border, though, so maybe I just picked it up. And everybody knows I am the world's worst speller. I used to tell people spell check. The guy that invented spell check knew me personally, and that's when he decided to invent it. People go back, this is back in the 80s, and they're like, really? I'm like, no, but it's a good lie. It's a good story.
And another good English switcheroo is theater. R-E-R-E-R, Brenda.
Sorry.
Actually, it's both.
Well, it's appropriate R-E. Which I do believe is the English way that's spelled.
Yes. So for you, JR, I do RE, exactly. And in my classroom, mind you, I do teach both ways, just in case, because you never know what you're reading. So just so they don't forget.
And he's trying to sophisticate the class.
And I tell them everything is okay, but just don't use the word funner in here, because it wasn't a word for me when I was at their age. So I will not accept funner. It's more fun. Thank you very much. But anyways,
yeah, he nailed me on funner.
Well, because my English teacher was like, my English teacher in middle school, she's like, funner is not a word, people. It's more fun. I know you may use it out there, it's slang, but here in this classroom, it is more fun. No funner.
Yeah, our teacher used to get us for ain't. And she says, it's not a real word. I said, yes, it is. It's in the dictionary. I looked it up. It does say slang. It doesn't actually give a meaning for it. But we all know what it means.
But it is now a word, so I just don't allow it in my room. But anyways, for you, I shuffled this like 3 times, and it came out again. So, and 2 readings in a row. Heaven's Door, JR. I threw some clarifying cards on it because I just wanted to make sure if the message is how this message was supposed to play out for you. I'm not going to repeat what the card means again because I've just read it not too long ago, but it's a blessing. But for me, I think for you in your case, it might be a form of healing, your form of epiphany, like, aha, now I can get back on track. Well, anyways, the 3 cards I have for you, dear, are the 9 of Wands in reverse, the 4 of Cups, and the Hangman reverse. Okay, so this is basically telling me it's time to stay put and don't catch your chickens before all the eggs hatched, I guess I could say. You need to like wait for that blessing to come on its own time, or that healing to happen at its own time. it's showing you're ready to come out of your own confinement and to move past whatever form of imprisonment you have found yourself in. But it's time again to like reflect on that and ask. I know I'm not perfect. I looked up the version, the meaning for this card in this version. It's like saying I'm not perfect. I do some good things. I do some not so good choices. I make some good choices and not so good choices. But you need to honor how you are going to address each situation. It's like I was saying on our show yesterday with like the Seven of Cups. Each obstacle or choice, or each choice you may go down, is a path of obstacles that you have to overcome. Some good, some bad, some in between. But it's the learning lesson that are meant to be learned at that time. And that can be true for any good course that you take. Good somewhere, the good, the bad, the ugly, another movie reference there. But anyways, I feel like that applies. And the underlining card of that reading was the Six of Cups. So it's reflecting on past. I would say think about what makes you happy and allow for this to come to you. So that's what I have for you.
I like that reading. And the next person up is Melissa, and I'm not going to click on her name because she's a really long entry where I start her. I mean, go over and find one that has a little short comment out here. There we go.
Yes, Melissa. I don't know if you caught it when at the beginning. I said since it's Easter, I might as well bring something colorful to the mix. I normally use my
I know I'm searching my desk and I'm like, where am I going
I
to
normally use this on Sundays, the
office?
nature deck, the pastoral tarot, which I love. It's all about nature themed artwork, which I love. But I figured this Sunday to do something a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay, Melissa, I pulled a postcard from Spirit for you. And it says, "You are divine beauty." We knew that though. I have not talked to you in so long. It's so nice to see you again.
I gotta go backstage. Or
Yeah.
I got a call I have to take.
Yeah. Say hi to Dad. I can feel the energy. It says, "We have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have courage. Act as you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. Have you, how you think is how you see the world. Interact with it and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating the loving is yours. You need to start acting as if you were the truth. Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic, or burdened. Some are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet, and you will be. You're already. You are already. Getting tongue tied. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. I love you, Melissa. And probably one of the brightest people I have ever met. We have had some theological conversations, and she is so bright, so beautiful. And I was going to tell you, Melissa, we haven't talked in so long. my grandson, my oldest grandson, was diagnosed with autism. Off the scales in mathematics, definitely has got the engineering mind. Is about 8 months behind in his reading skills. He's 6, and of course, my daughter is extremely proactive and on top of everything, and it's got him into all the individual counseling and working on his speech and trust issues. But he's very social. Uh, Very fortunate that he is, he's one of 4 children, so he has learned that sociability. And plus, she had him in preschool and stuff since he's 2, so he did socialize. So that's really good. Although it's really interesting. He'll sit down in a group of kids and they'll like be little boys playing cars and stuff, and you'll at a glance you'll think, oh, he's doing so good, he's playing with everybody. No, he's not. He's sitting with them. He's playing cards by himself in a group of kids. I'm just glad he's in the group of kids, so he's comfortable enough to do that. The sweetest boy, sweetest boy, and unbelievably bright. I mean, just he's the smartest of all 4. Is second to the diva of our family, who is quite a character. Um, she's too smart. She's 7. They're Irish twins. She's 7 going on 35, I think, or someplace along in that line. But interesting girl. Yeah, I thought she would get a kick out of that. And I think my son-in-law is a bit autistic too, not to the extreme. And he's like crazy bright too. It says surrender to prayer, and I know you, raised by a minister. You pray. You're born with it. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and the answers and support will arrive. I can't tell you. Yep, I know you already knew that. So you're a beautiful woman. Let me throw some cards on it for you and see how your week is going. And I love touching base with people that I've known for a long time. That we met watching other readers. I think Debbie and that whole group when I was working with Debbie, and wonderful people. The underlying card, you got the World. Or no, I'm sorry, the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like you're on top of that Wheel of Fortune. You're just riding the wave. You do have choices and opportunities that are being presented under the underlying cards of the reading. But this is going to pay off for you, whatever it is that you've got in the hopper right now. You will reap what you sow. So that's good. And you're working within partnerships. So, and it's been set in the stars. So every wish will come true. You are worried a little bit. It seems like you get the 5 of Pentacles. You feel like you're being left out in the cold. You're not. You're not. You're going to find soon that everything's going to move forward. This is your recent past that you're feeling that way. You're getting ready to come celebrate this because you have strength in what you're doing. And wow, I love how the cards always start mirroring the postcards. You get the 8 of Pentacles. That's the Apprentice card. You're working hard towards your goals. Things are, you're just foreseeing that. You're putting yourself into it, and your dreams are coming true, that you're working for that. And of course, the final card of the reading is the Hierophant. That is your strong values, your spiritual beliefs, that strength that you carry with you. You're extremely strong, bright woman, and you can do anything you set your mind to. Stay in touch with spirit, and communicate. They've got your back, and you know it. And I love you very much. And I think Dean is on the phone with his father because he was waiting. He was going to give him a call afterwards, and it is Easter. That's why I was teasing him when he was leaving. I got to take this call. It's Dad. That was Dad, Mom, and Dad energy coming right through. And see, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Thank those of you that have sent donations in. I've heard I haven't been watching the thing. I've heard my PayPal buzz a few times. I am still taking donations to help me out with my medical expenses that I've incurred from the original surgery on my leg, and it looks like I may be going back again. I will let people know. I will have my laptop and my I'm when I go to LA for the appointments, I will just go prepared to stay because I'm not sure she's going to let me leave. So I'll just go in and prepare to stay because I have this feeling she's going to go, oh my God, no. It's a discussion we had ongoing that she was afraid I was going to have another surgery, and then the drainage stopped and all that. My guys are telling me, I'm hearing it. Yeah, go prepared. So I'll come online. I'm not big on, hey, grift it, but I will come online and let people know how I'm doing, if I have to have surgery or if I've had surgery, keep you guys updated. I got an absolutely fantastic surgeon there. She's one of the department heads, and she's brought, with all the complications I had with she brought the entire vascular team on board and the radiology team on board to get all that fluid buildup and everything under control originally. The fact that, I had that surgery, I believe it was in October. I'm 6 months out from it, and I've had the drains out since December 28th because I had the drains taken out 2 days after I got out of the hospital from the bowel rupture. I had to go back down to LA, and then they finally the had stopped and we removed the drains. So 3 months isn't bad before any fluid built back up. So I don't know what's going on. There may have been a hidden pocket that we didn't know because apparently I was getting more than one. And as I told people when I had the original surgery, when I first got the first fluid buildup, it was caused from a reaction of the grafting material that they used. And I do have 2 tiny little pieces of grafting. And I'm wondering if that's what's causing the problem, is they left 2 small pieces and I had an allergic reaction to that material. But it had encapsulated my whole thigh all the way up to my hip. I love my husband. Thank you. Haagen-Dazs. I'm a diabetic. He's trying to kill me. Got my whole box. Thank you. I'm still online. I'm still online. Please quit interrupting me. Thank you. You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello.
Anyways, he's a character. Anyways, wonderful surgeon, and I'm in great hands, and I think she will get this resolved. So I want to thank anybody like I say, do not send me money if you can't afford to. I don't want to burden anybody else, but thank you very much if you have sent money to my GoFundMe or donations to help support the channel. I do very much appreciate it. And I will be back. I do have a community page open right now. I'm taking political questions. Please jump in. Leave me political questions. I want to do a reading on Wednesday, unless I'm in LA. I will get it recorded at least and get it on. If not, do it live. If I'm home, I'll do it live. If I'm in LA, I will get one recorded and get it issued out. I may record it Wednesday and get it out later, but I will get it out and get the questions answered. I'm trying to get back into the political readings. I'm a political nut. I do have a few things in going on. As we all know, Gina Eastman just got debarred, and Clark is up being reviewed for debarment. He will be debarred too. I do see those two will be prosecuted for their involvement in January 6th, along with, right off the top of my head, Mo Brooks is cooperating with the DA's office. He's turned state's evidence. Jim Jordan will be, um, I think Jim Jordan's actually already received the letter. He will be under review for an indictment, along with Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert. Gotta have a whole list. Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows are being hit in Georgia, but he will be hit through through the federal department. He'll be federally charged as well. There's a list of about 12 congressmen. I'm looking for my notebook. Peter Navarro, who's right now is doing 4 months in jail for his failure to comply to the contempt of court for contempt of Congress, for attempt to appear in Congress. He'll be also charged for his huge involvement in that. There's a whole list. All the people that were meeting over at that other hotel, which I can't remember the name right off the top of my head, that were involved with that. They'll all be going to the grand jury. I have this feeling there may be a grand jury already looking at this case. And it just hasn't leaked out to the press. I think Jack Smith and his team are very good about keeping things under their hat, and congratulations to him for that. But we're going to be seeing these indictments come down. Some letters have gone out. Some haven't received letters but are under investigation. I feel very strongly about that. And we're going to start seeing indictments after the November election. I do not see indictments being handed out to any other parties before the election. They don't want the part of the reasoning behind that is they do not want the scream of, oh, it's election interference, because a lot of these people are congressmen that are going to be, actually, most of them are going to be losing their seats. Some of them will retain them, and unfortunately, I think Jim Jordan's one of them. I don't know why people in Ohio think he's so grand. His track record for getting laws passed is 0. He's more of a blowhorn than anything, in my opinion. But yeah, those indictments are going to be going down, and we are going to see action on those. There will be people going to jail for that, I can guarantee you. Trump, his current trial that's getting ready to go on April 15th, and he's trying to get more delays. The judge is not going to allow more delays. He'll hear the motions drawn on the spot if they bring something up that he's willing to address during trial. After the jury selection, he will make a bench order response into any motions that are filed. But he is not delaying. He's not playing the games. And he will move this forward. I see his conviction occurring the week before his birthday, which is June 14th. So the week prior to his birthday, he will be convicted on the charges that being heard by that court for the Stormy Daniels. Well, actually, it's not the Stormy Daniels case. I don't know why they call that. It's falsifying business records for the payoffs to these cases and falsifying the business records, supporting them, and he will end up sentenced for time, but I think they'll do a house arrest type thing because he's still got more court hearings. I love the Judge Mersan. I think it's his name. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I think he would. Well, he's already ordered Trump and his attorneys to notify Judge Cannon that they are going to trial, and that the time period of the trial and the expected time frame is, please advise that judge so that she doesn't hold hearings during during their active case, because he's doing a no excuse. No, sorry, you're mine. You will appear in my court. So he's doing a no excuse on that. And that's your dad. Anyways, her case is, she's playing games. Her case won't be heard until 2025, well into 2025. I do see her getting, Jack Smith's about had it with the BS notices. Within the next 2 to 3 months, Jack will be filing a motion to the 11th Circuit to have her removed for her lack of inaction and lack of response to all the motions that are filed. She's sitting on over a dozen motions that have not been addressed, including the SEPA and all that. And she has a great fear of putting anything in writing because it could be held against her. And he's just got a catalog that he's going to submit as part of his motion to the 11th Circuit to have her removed. I do see her being removed before the year is out for the election, and it will be reassigned to a judge who's going to play games. One that is not against Trump and not in favor of him. He will be a neutral judge, and all the BS rhetoric that Trump comes up with of, Trump hating all that garbage is, it's not going to fly. I do see that, just sort of put it out there, channel, the Jan 6 case will go to trial. I'm thinking August, end of August, beginning of September. It will be heard and through the court before the elections, and he will not come out of that one well at all, and he will be charged, and additional sentences will be he'll be looking at some jail time.
I don't think he's going to jail. I don't.
Well, no, he's going to be sentenced. How he'll end up in a mental hospital that's the negotiation point. He will not go to jail. He sees that as a win. He will be going to a medical facility. He has dementia, and my guys are going, yes, he has dementia, and all this stress is just accelerating that. He is really, really losing it, and if you just watch one clip of him a week, something he's doing publicly, that cheese is sliding off. I mean, it's jumping off the cliff. It's moving off his cracker so fast. And he's not keeping it together at all. He can't remember who he's running against. He can't remember. I mean, he even gave an endorsement for Biden for president last week, which I thought was precious. The man's just really, really having difficulties. I feel sorry for him as a human being. Karma has a really strange way of taking revenge on us, I think. I'm with Linda G on I'm not sure he's going to make it to the election or shortly thereafter. Since his inauguration day, and I put this out 3 years ago, it's in writing on Linda G's channel in the chat, when she had when she did her video on the dream that she had of him being in a glass coffin in a shopping mall. And I didn't know I saw on inauguration day when he had taken the oath of office. I saw him passing 3 years out of office. Almost 4 years out now. Yeah, we're not good with timing. But I did see him in a mental facility, in some kind of a mental facility. I could see that the room had a bed, a nightstand, a telephone, and a lamp. And the telephone was like an internal telephone with, it was a business phone with the lights at the bottom, an old rotary phone, mind you. And he had gotten up from his bed, he grabbed his chest, and he started to walk to the phone to call for help. And I could see the door. It was a wooden door with a window a really narrow window right at the top where they could look through the window to see if somebody's standing by the door before they open it for the patients. So I'm thinking, and the paint color was odd, mental facility. and he drops dead of a heart attack. And there's nobody, he doesn't get the call. There's nobody that realizes he's needs medical help because he's in his room. And that's it. And, I saw that the day of inauguration. I think that's what's going to happen to him. So, and it's coming up quickly. Putin's going to be crossing within. I think Putin will actually pass before they'll go together. They're a package deal to the world, unfortunately. And there's a big lesson for us. Both of them having been in power, it's the great awakening of the world, not just of our nation, but of the world. And as much damage as he's done a hell of a lot of good too, because we have become aware of what's going on in our politics. People are getting involved. People are taking it down. So that's my soapbox. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing political readings. And please go onto my community page, post your questions, anything you want. I will take the top questions. If you like somebody else's questions and you had the same question, or you just like their question and you definitely want to hear that one, give them a thumbs up on their question. So if I have so many questions, I'm going to read for about an hour, 2 at the max. If I'm channeling, I tend to go for more towards the hour because it takes a lot of energy. But we could always do a part 2. But we'll get those out there. I'm looking really forward to getting back in the swing of that side of things. Definitely we'll keep doing the personals, the spiritual Sundays is going to be a regular time slot for us at 2:00. So come join us for the spiritual reading. I love them. And then we are planning to do a regular Saturday show towards probably a little bit later in the day because summer's coming and people are going to be out running around. So we'll probably do it towards the evening. Dean and I need to talk about what time we want to throw that out there because I'm evening's nothing for me. I'm on the Pacific Coast, but Dean's in the Midwest, and we have a lot of viewers. I have a lot of viewers in Eastern Canada and the East Coast. So I'm wanting to be able to, not so late that they can't join us, but not so early that all the Californians and the Pacific Coasters are out playing still in the beautiful weather. So we'll be working on that scheduling. And then I'm going to be popping in and out. I'm trying to get back to doing regular shows. I've been missing the industry, but I did have to stop and take that 9 months to just allow my body to heal. I feel like if I do have surgery, I'm gonna bounce back on that. I'll do a lot of rest. I'm at home. I'm retired, so I really have no obligations. My grandchildren live on the East Coast. I'm pretty much can stay home 24/7. COVID didn't impact me on the lockdown because I was already home retired. So I won't be doing programs. I'll continue to read unless I'm just really, really having health problems. I tend to shut down publicly when my health gets bad. That's why I did it here. And I'm not going to tend not to be one that goes out going, woe is me. Oh, I'm dying. Yeah, I shut down. I'm dying. Getting close to it. Almost did this year. But I am grateful for all the love, support, prayers. Keep sending them my way. I can use all the great energy as possible. I'm going to let everybody go. You have a wonderful Easter.
I'm sorry that I had to step out earlier. My dad had called me right back, so I had to talk to him for a few minutes.
So I told you guys it was his dad. I said, "Oh, that's his dad. I can feel your dad's energy."
Yeah. So many blessings. Do you want to pull a postcard from Spirit to send them off, Kathy?
Sure. I'm just jabbering on. I'm having that nervous. You know how I am when something's up and I got nervous energy going on.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would turn it into a cleaning spree, but my God said I need to take it easy on my leg. I heard that. We did not say that. Hey, yeah, I'm using it as a excuse not to clean house. My husband did the dishes for me already, ran the dishwasher without me asking, mind you. See that take control helps. So he's helping now without being asked. I love it. So I'm gonna cook as soon as we're off. I'm gonna start Easter dinner. It says, "Dearest you." Oh, and I bought lemons for that lemon cake that I
Ooh.
was telling you. I'll tell you how it turns out. I'll share that recipe with everybody. I made the orange version. It's made with a whole orange, and I've got these beautiful. I live in California. These are off a friend of ours. This thing is huge. It is absolutely. I have big hands, so it's hard to reference. Reference it to your standard card. There you go. It gives you an idea how big it is. There is a recipe. I'll have to copy the link. The gal's out of New York. I believe it's healthy cooking, healthy something. She's Greek, and she has some wonderful recipes in there, and I love Greek cuisine. But orange cake, and you make it with a whole orange. You don't skin it, you don't peel it, nothing. Put it in the blender. The recipe was so easy. Literally, put it in the blender. You cut it in wedges. Put it in your blender with 3 tablespoons of 3 teaspoons of baking soda, 3 eggs, 3/4 cup of maple syrup, and 1 cup of oats. Am I missing? No sugar. That syrup is a sugar. No
Didn't you
flour.
use like a Greek yogurt with that too?
Oh yeah, and a cup of Greek yogurt. 2 cups of Greek yogurt. And you can use flavored yogurt if you want. I just use plain Greek yogurt. Or vanilla yogurt would be really good with it. And then I had a bag of really fresh craisins that I got at the 99-cent store that I threw in the blender with it, so they weren't whole, but they blended up in it. Throw that in the blender, just blend it up. And then I made mine in bundt cakes. It makes an 8-inch round cake. Line your cake pan with parchment, pour the batter in, cook it at 350. Yeah, 350 for 50 minutes. I made mine. I have those mini bundt pans. It made 8 bundt pans, which it's 8 servings, and so you feel like you really get a decadent dessert. But oh my God, beautiful in bundt pans, absolutely fantastic. My husband liked the orange cake, yeah, and you got to try it. I will look up the link and put it on my next video or in my community page. I'll link it to my community page. Look at her recipe. So she's got everything I've made so far. I've loved. So,
and you also know what you should do. You should post that the cabbage soup recipe too.
Oh, just go to Pinterest. All you can eat cabbage soup. It's actually my mom made it on Weight Watchers. It was in her Weight Watchers cookbook. But yeah, when you're dieting and you hit that plateau point, make a big pot of that cabbage soup. We put kielbasa in ours because it's good with meat. But if you don't have to do the meat, and I don't eat. I'm a vegetarian primarily, but I do like kielbasa and I can digest it. So yeah, that all you can eat. You make a great big pot of it. Use a whole head of cabbage, onions, carrots, celery. It's real simple soup. Vegetable broth or chicken broth. And when you hit that plateau in your diet, just make a huge pot of it. You can eat it. It's 0 calories, zero. It's just all vegetables, and it will flush your system out. It will reset your metabolism. Then go back on your diet the following, make a big pot of it, eat it all weekend, eat all you can eat. And just stick with that. It will flush your system out. Drink lemon water or whatever, to help regulate iced tea. Just have a nice light, stay away from the cheese products and everything, dairy and all that. flush with that, and then go back on your diet, and you will lose like 6 pounds immediately. It will reset your diet, and when you plateau, and you'll start losing again. Love it. I love that soup. I make it still. Doing Mexican blend soups. Hey, Roger cleared out that whole pot of. I made salsa chicken and rice for dinner last night in my Instant Pot, and I threw in. It's how I cook. 2 frozen chicken breasts. I'm doing it in the Instant Pot. 2 frozen chicken breasts, a can of black beans, a can of corn, 8-ounce jar of salsa. There's a few I buy, like paste. I don't buy paste, but like paste picante sauce, or I buy one that Target puts out, black bean and corn salsa. That's the pantry brand at Target. Is really good. I also pick up salsa from Aldi's, is really good. The mild. Throw a jar of that in there, and a great big sweet onion. I get onions like this size. Throw one of those in there. Throw it in my Instant Pot on the meat setting, pressurized, and let it cook for. I think I cooked it for 45 minutes because I like everything pull apart because I have problems digesting meat. Pulled the chicken breasts out. Well, they fell apart. I just shredded it and threw it back in the pot and served it over hot rice. Yum. My husband ate. I had one serving of it. My husband finished the pot, which it was easily four generous servings. It was probably more than that. And I used a frozen chicken breast with the whole breast, and they were huge. So usually when I make those big chicken breasts, we share one, and I eat a third, and he has the rest. And yeah, so 2 of those huge chicken breasts in it, and it was really good, quite tasty. Yeah, I didn't do no extra seasonings. I didn't even season salt, pepper, or anything. I forgot to, which is really weird for me because I usually have my spice rack sitting there going. But I was just like in a hurry, just throw it together, set it and forget it. But yeah, so all is good. We love you all. We got to get off. I'm babbling and babbling and babbling. And remember to go back into my community page, get those political questions down. Love it. And I will see everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Probably Wednesday. I'll be on at least 2 personals. I want to also record the show. No guarantees, though. I don't know when I'm going to UCLA, but I will post that in my community page if I've got to be in LA, and keep you guys up with a little update on what's going on. So love you, and I'm going to end the program now.